I suppose that brings us on to the next topic, really, which is marketing mistakes. I don't know if anyone's going to be brave and admit a mistake they've made this year, but I'll give you the choice. Either a mistake you've made this year or something you've seen, not having to name any names, during 2019, which wasn't the best example of marketing in the automotive industry. Who wants to go first? It's where it goes very quiet.
Can I say?
Go for it.
Silence the squark.
You might have to expand on that.
Well, there's a good example there. Well, no. Sorry, Autotrader. But Autotrader pumped millions into Silence the Squawk. I was not suggesting it was a flop, but the fact that none of you had ever heard of it
might say something on it. Darren, can you think of anything in particular?
Not in particular, but this goes back to a point that Matthew was talking about earlier, where he talked about the mistake of being stuck in traditional channels. I think it's so easy just to be active in a marketing field because the competition are there or because it's something you've always done. And I think there's a big lesson to be learned in terms of asking yourself what is the true return on investment for being in a particular channel, and also just looking at what else is out there, what other opportunities can deliver for you. And it's not just about sort of jumping wildly into all these other things. It's about doing the research to know where you're going to get the best return. But certainly breaking away from the traditional channels and really doing the research to see what those things are delivering you now as opposed to other opportunities is crucial.
Absolutely. Matthew, any thoughts on, no specifics, but anything that you've seen that's raised an eyebrow?
I think I know you mentioned it the other week, but the Tesla this weekend is almost on the bizarre. Not only the whole window thing, but also the design of the vehicle. You sit there and you think, if that is actually the vehicle that they will bring to market, you sit there and look at it and go, how did no one ever actually say, hang on a second, that's ridiculous. I suspect that will actually turn out to be one of the biggest marketing coups of the decade, because I suspect that's not actually the vehicle they're going to bring, but hey, we're all talking about it. And I think the trouble with mistakes is marketing's so personal. So what appeals to you may not appeal to me. We never know what the true objective is or what the true message is until you see the marketing. And I think it goes back to what I said earlier, which is don't be too complicated. We all remember was it Jaguar spent $2.5 million or something on a launch of a vehicle last year or the year before, and it was suspended above Tower Bridge and all this sort of stuff. No one remembers that now. No. Whereas that money spent on a digital campaign or a personalised campaign would pay dividends. So I think it's don't get above your station, keep it simple, and that is what marketing is. Keep it simple.
Simplicity, isn't it? Yeah. And the great news about that is that you don't have to spend as much money on simplicity either, do you?
Absolutely.
And it goes back to what we were saying at the start of the show, really about influencers and harnessing your audience and your existing customers. Really, what do you think, Keith?
I know it's an old expression now, but back to basics. But you really do, and as just said, it's very much that. And we spent all this money, and I saw a printed piece of material on Friday, which I'd only just seen, and it had a huge spelling mistake on the front page.
It's basic copyright.
Absolutely, it's gone. It's gone through. I don't know how many checks. It's been printed, and as soon as you look, you went, "There's a spelling mistake." And if it's online, you can quickly take that off and do it. But when it's printed, that's it. And it is back to basics, isn't it? You see so many grammar errors in some of the marketing, and I think it's important.
Yeah, why do we think that's happening? Because I'm a bit of a grammar police type person myself. Why are we seeing more of that? Is it down to tech speak, or people rely more on social media than WhatsApp than traditional communication? Why are we seeing that slight dip in quality, do you think? Or are we? Is that fair?
I don't think grammar's taught in school as it used to be. Obviously, there's a different era dealing with the copy than what they used to be. And what's socially acceptable, like you say, on social media, very quick to react, so people won't use it. But when it goes to print, that's where you're going. The mistake's going to be highlighted, and people will jump on it because it shows that they know better.
Exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely.